Hey guys, all right, how you doing? Um, Want to make a video? Something I learned last night about my past life. A total different one. Okay, if you check out it tells you about my experiences and visions I had about my past lives. And I had this vision of a past life I had it in, I don't even remember, a long time ago. Anyway, I almost forgot about it. I never forgot about it, but it just popped in my head today when I was talking. Christ came, the JC I'm working with, he came and he goes to me. He says, Rich, you were sacrificed. He goes, I just found a past life where you were sacrificed. And I'm like, you did? And I'm like, well, what was it? I'm thinking, this is back a long time ago. I don't remember it at all. But then he says, no, you were in Africa and you were sacrificed. And the only one I remember, I go, was I stoned to death? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, I'm talking to the guy that you killed in that life. And I go, is this the one where I saw the UFO? And he goes, yeah. And so I'll tell you the past life in quick. I'll tell you the past life. It ain't a whole lot. But the past life recall I had, there's a lot more detail in it. So you want to go check it if you're into this stuff. Anyway, whatever. So I asked, did I have a past life as a black guy in Africa? Because I was feeling it in my heart. So I meditated and I just chanted something like that to my heart. Did I have a past life in Africa? Africa. And then as soon as I check out, boom, just there you go. So I'm there. What I'm doing is I'm running. This is old time before what Craig says it was in 1800s, but that's another story from last night that me and him are arguing about. Anyway, I am running. I'm one of them guys, them little tiny black guys that run for days, like hours and hours and hours to catch food. So what I was doing out there, I was standing there and I see a gazelle, some kind of little deer, and so I get as close as I can, and then I try to dart it. I don't know if I did or stab it with a spear or whatever they're called. I don't know if I did, but it started running. Then I started running. So I chased the deer at a certain pace. I didn't run fast. I didn't run slow. I didn't stop. I just kept running. And the whole time I'm running, I have my sensors out, my spirit, checking for predators behind bushes and things, because there's animals that'll jump on you and take you out. So I was constantly feeling for predators as I'm running after this deer. Now I don't think the deer was bleeding out. I think I totally missed it, or it started running before I even tried. But anyway, I ran for like, must have been hours, 2 3 hours. I just ran chasing this deer. The deer ran and it would run away, and then I'd run up to it and it'd run away. Pretty soon it was just me and him, and whoever passed out first. Well, the deer did. It dropped out of exhaustion, and so I go up to it, I kill it. When I drank its blood, that freaked me out. Hole in the neck, and then I didn't fill up on it, just enough. I tied its legs, put it around my neck, and I started running home. So I ran for another 2 hours, and it's fucking hot. I remember it was hot. I came out of the vision. I was sweating in bed, totally wet. Anyway, I'm running. So I start going home. I had to go around. Then I started going home, back to the village or whatever it was we were living in. I guess the village. I don't know. There was no village stuff there, but whatever. I know I had a wife and I think a kid, one or two kids or something. Anyway, I had to feed my family and the other people. So I'm running and it's hot. And as I'm running home, you go into a trance when you're running. So it seemed like I was in a trance. All of a sudden, it felt like I was being stared at. And I'm almost home. I got like 10 minutes to go and I'm home. And it's like when you run so much, you get into this trance. Anyway, I'm running. All of a sudden, I'm being stared at. And I'm like, what the hell is staring at me? And it's really intense. So I look behind me, up where it's coming from, and it was in the sky. And it was a disc UFO. So if anybody wants to know, yes, my ETs followed me, contacted me from lifetime. So anyway, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the UFO, and I go, "Oh, there it is again." That's my first thought. There it is again. I sort of smiled. They come to watch me. That's about as far as I got. They're watching me, and I go, "I wonder who they are, and what is that damn thing they got flying around?" Anyway, it's still there. I get up to the gates of the village. Now, this is what the gates look like. It was bushes, about 5, 6 feet high, of bushes or trees, cut trees or bushes cut. And these bushes had no leaves on them, but they had spikes on the bark, not the bark, on the tree, on the limbs, these spikes. And it went all the way around the village. Inside the village was like clay grass huts made out of water and clay with what seemed to be like they were round, and they had like some kind of grass on top. I'd never been there. Never been to Africa. Never been out of Ontario, really. Went to the States a couple times, but that's about it. But anyway, as I'm running, kids are playing inside and everything, and they come running out, and I got this deer around my neck, and everybody was at the gate when I ran up, and they were going, whoa, 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 looking at the UFO, pointing at the UFO. So I looked at what they were looking at, and it was the UFO. It was still there. And I'm like, so everybody asked me about it, and I'm like, I don't know. I really didn't know. Anyway, I walked in, everybody's still watching it. I got the deer, I took it to my wife, plopped it on the dirt, whatever, and I went to get cleaned up or something. Then, boom, the whole dream shifts to another time in the future. I think day 2 or 3 days in the future. And I'm standing in the line. There's a couple more guys in front of me, and there's a couple guys way up there at the front. Oh, 5 or 6 people. There's kids. There's 3 kids in front of me in a line. 3 children, toddlers, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. And they're in front of me. In front of them were 2 guys. There was a line. There was a fire over here, big fire. And the medicine man, or the chief, was sitting set in front of the fire. And he had all the jewelry on, all the feathers and everything. And we're standing in line, and there's some guards, one on the left and one on the right, with spears with the pointy blades, I think. I don't know. Then I had my spear because the warriors never left, did anything. You never left your spear behind. Even if you were going for a dump, no matter what, you took that damn thing with you. If you got up to go get some water, you took it with you. You had it on you all the time, and it was to protect the people. So anyway, I'm standing there. I got my spear, and all I got on is this little leather thing around my crotch. And the medicine man called one of the guys in the line over to him, and now I don't know if this is real or not, but this is what I saw in the vision. He's standing there, and turned him around, and they garroted him. They had a wire with two sticks on the end, and it was in the fire in the hot coals. He pulled it out, and it was like red hot, going. He turned the guy around, and one of the guards, or not the guard, some other guy that was with him, cut off his head. That was it, just like butter. And plop, his head falls down. His body's freaking out, blood all over the fucking place. And I'm like, holy fuck. Right? So I'm still watching this. The next guy comes. They call the next guy, and there's like two or three guys. No, there's three. He goes up. Same thing. They don't even, they move the body, I think. But the next guy comes up, and they garrot him. And just as I do that, I'm looking, and it hit me. Kids don't deserve this. Kids don't deserve this. So I'm like, hey, when the spear guys were there, and the guards weren't looking when they're garroting the next guy, I said, hey kids, something like that. I said, hey guys, hey kids, get behind me. And so, okay. So they got behind me, and I got up to the next guy. They called him up. Third guy or the second guy, I can't remember. There was three kids in front of me, and there was more behind me. Plus there was women back there. And they garroted him. Pulled the body away. It was my turn. So I walked up, and I walked up to the medicine man, and he had his belly hanging out, and he's big and fat. And I'm thinking, we're out there supplying this guy with food, everything, and this guy's sitting there in his fucking jewel throne. Fuck. And that kind of disgusted me. And he's killing us. And so I said something, and I knew it was no fucking choice in the matter. I said to the guy, I said, kids aren't supposed to die. Kids shouldn't die. And then I took my spear and went, slid his stomach open, and his fucking bowels fell out in the dirt. Plop. He fell dead. The guards didn't do anything. They're like, and that was it. I woke up. But the kids lived. No, I didn't wake up. Sorry, I didn't wake up at that point. Next thing I know, I'm in a stone. There's a circle of stones all the way around me, and I was sitting in the circle of stones. And all the women and all the men were yelling at me, rah, 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 rah. And they started picking up rocks and smashing them into me. They're stoning me to death. So they fucking lasted about an hour because none of it even hurt. Clink, 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 just little stones. And all the women, my friends, they had to portray that they're angry with me. They were angry with me for killing the medicine man. And but I knew they were putting on the act, a show to keep their society stable. But it wasn't a society. It was just a bunch of families with a chief. He's dead. But I guess somebody else, they got a new chief, and this is his decision. So they stoned me to death. Finally, it took about an hour, and I'm like covered in blood. And then I looked up, and my buddy, he was standing there, he's looking at me, and I looked at him, and I said, I didn't say nothing. I just looked at him. I said, fucking do it. Do it now. And he nodded his head, bent down, picked up a great big fucking rock, and I fell to the ground, put my head sideways, and he went smash, just smashed my brains all over the place. Then I woke up. That was the vision I had. Now, what that was about, in short, I was coming home with the deer. All the people that were coming to greet me, to see what I got, saw the UFO. And the UFO didn't disappear. It stayed there. I don't know how long, whatever. They all seen it. Kids seen it, women seen it. The whole fucking tribe almost saw it. But everybody who saw it, the chief or the medicine man or both or whatever they were, decided they all have to die because they seen it. The UFO. They saw a UFO, so they have to die. Then they were going to be, we all were going to be killed, garroted with a hot copper wire. So it looked like anyway. Then, and I'm thinking, these spears, this steel spear, it looks steel, and the garrote was a copper wire. Where the fuck do you get copper wire and steel in fucking middle of Africa for a native tribe? Made no fucking sense to me. No sense. Until Christ told me. Yesterday. He comes and says, hey, you know the guy you killed in your past life or whatever? He goes, I discovered you had a past life where you were sacrificed. And I said, the African one where I killed the fat guy and fat chief and saved the kids? And he goes, yeah, that one. And I go, guess who I was talking to? I go, who? And he goes, the chief. He's here. Living in St. Lucia. I didn't say that to him. But Grace, guess, was talking to that guy, and that guy, Grace said, he forgives you, and he was wrong. He says he was wrong for doing anything like that. It was nothing. It meant nothing but he was an asshole, and he regrets what he did. And he said, you're awesome because you killed him. You did the right thing. He said he would have done the same thing as I did. That's how big of an arrogant asshole he said he was. And I said, well, I got no hard feelings against him. I did what I did to save the kids. Because the kids, man, that's all there is to it. So they just get here. Because I didn't remember, but it was sort of like my Aztec past life where they killed me when I was a kid. So he told me that, and he goes, he's coming to meet you soon. And I went, I don't want to meet him. I don't want him in my head. And he goes, it's all good. He goes, he's a good guy. He's with Christ, and he's doing his thing. And he's coming to see you. And I'm like, I don't even know what to talk about. I just had the vision. But I said, all right, well, okay. So everything between me and the guy I killed to save the kids because of the UFO, which was nothing. Really, it wasn't. They were just watching me. And everybody, what happened, what he thought was the medicine man, it took power away from him because everybody's like, holy fuck, you're the man. You brought the steel trinket, or you brought the vehicle, the sky vehicle, with you from your hunt. Power shift between the medicine, the chief, and me. People, all the tribe was looking at me. So everybody who saw the UFO had to die. That's what they did. Today's politics, it's the same thing. To deflect attention away, put the attention back on them. Just watch the news. Today, the president is the greatest thing in the world because he made this happen. I don't know if he didn't make shit happen. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. And that's basically the same damn thing that's going on now. A little tiny tribe in the middle of nowhere, Kenya. I think it was in Kenya. To now. And but what freaked me out, I go, when did this happen? What year did this happen? What before Christ came? Because I'm thinking ancient times, right? And he goes, 18 something. I'm like, bullshit. I go, look, I died as a Native American, 1700. Then I was born again, Daniel Boone. I died Daniel Boone, 18 something. Then I went to Russia. And he goes, yeah, but between Daniel Boone and Russia, you were the guy in Kenya. And I'm like, I was? That was in the 1800s? And I go, he goes, yeah. He goes, you only lived till you were like 16. That's when they came. So I was like, holy shit. How do you squeeze all them lifetimes in there? And he goes, you can have 3 lifetimes in 100 years, easy. Or more if you die early. And I guess I died early. I lived 16 in the Kenyan one in the 1800s. Okay, I died as Daniel Boone in the 1800s. I went to Kenya, lived 16 fucking years there. I died. Then I was born in Russia with Tina, and I lived till I was 18 when I died. Got murdered. So between 1700s, 1600s, I died when I was at 1700 as a Native American. 1700. So Native American. Daniel Boone. African dude. Tina. And me now. So that's 5 lifetimes till now. From the 1700s. That's almost 300 years, right? I don't know. I gotta do the math. I'm no good at math. But you get in the picture. And plus, there was one in World War II I had where I was just born. They bombed Germany. I was born in the Nazi times. Just a baby in a crib. And they fucking bombed me. Bomb dropped and the house caved in on me and I died. So I was like months old. So that was that one. Christ told me that and I didn't relive that. And that was what, 30s, 40s, somewhere in there, 19. So you can have a lot of lifetimes. Now imagine what I had in 80,000 years. Imagine what you've done in 80,000 years. I know I had an Inuit past life. I had 3 other past lives as a Native American. I was an Aztec and I got killed. But for each one of us, this is the way it is, man. This is the way it goes. And I was a sucker. I wanted brownie points bad to get up the mountain. I always am. Plus, I like what's down here for natural. I'm into nature, man. Not politics, not psychos. I just want to experience life. live what I want to do. But somewhere along the line, the politicians come fuck it all up for everybody. And if I ever get a lifetime where I'm king, that shit is gonna end. I guarantee it. So get ready. If I ever fucking do get into power, into politics, you better vote for the other guy. Because I'm raining down hell. I'll even cut my own fucking throat to prove to you bastards politics is bullshit. Anyway, natural law. That is what happened with me and Chris. And I'm going to meet the guy. Chris said he set up a time and I'm going to meet him. So we'll see what happens. I can't hear shit. Oh, Chris said the priestess is officially out of my head. No more loogies. No more priestess. And that was last night. I'll make a video about what happened after I get some perception on the processes that happen. But yeah, she's gone. I feel totally weird since she left. And they didn't even tell me to. Like, supposedly she left last night and Christ helped separate her out of me. It happened last night. I didn't know it. I laid down at lunchtime for a snooze, just a quick snooze, and he told me she gone bye-bye, Rich. Now we're watching you to see what happens. And they said, tomorrow I'm getting 16 seeds. So I'm getting 16 seeds. I lived my whole life with 14, more or less. And hopefully I'll get more and more as I go. Depends on what happens. So there you go. That's my update before the hockey game. And go Leafs, go. But anyway, guys, I still gotta make the ghost videos that happen in here. It's not extremely awesome, but it happened. It's cool. It's weird what I saw. Anyway, later, guys.